My name is Nicole D. Vick, and I am so honored to have the opportunity to share with you today something very, very important to me. Imagine going to work every day to fix some of the country's biggest challenges, knowing that you may never see the fruits of your labor during your career. Imagine heading towards the unknown while everyone runs away. Imagine trying your hardest to save the lives of people who look just like you and live in the same communities you do. But the problems are so big, long-standing, and pervasive that it feels like a band-aid on a bullet wound. Even worse, the systems that are supposed to help cause more harm than good. You might be thinking, wow, this person is probably a paramedic, a firefighter, or some other first responder. Actually, this person is a public health professional. I first learned that the world was different for people that looked like me in the 8th grade. That was back in 1991. The Rodney King beating and the murder of Latasha Harlins taught me very important and difficult lessons about the value of Black lives. Both incidents and the resulting civil unrest in 1992 taught me that the criminal justice system was not designed to benefit Black people. As I aged and entered the workforce, I came to understand that every system in society devalues Black lives in much the same way. I believe those experiences and a few others ultimately steered me towards a career in public health. My love for public health began over 20 years ago. While trying to finish my undergrad degree, I was a student worker at the local health department. I was also a young mother of a 3-year-old daughter who was born prematurely during my second semester of college. It was kind of ironic to be a statistic, a teen mother of a preterm baby, while trying to forge a path that would ensure my family's future economic stability. Although I was just learning about public health at the time, the impact of the systems that perpetuate poor health had already impacted my life in many ways. I bore witness to lack of access to healthy food in my South Los Angeles neighborhood, violence that hovered over my community and the trauma that surfaced afterwards, lack of jobs and economic growth that crippled the area. As a Black woman, my lived experience is important to public health practice. After all, when the experts are focused on numbers, data, graphs, charts, we see the faces and hear the stories of our friends, our neighbors, our families, ourselves. We are tied to the work in many ways. For example, unfortunately, Black people have some of the worst health outcomes because of the impact of structural and institutional racism. According to the Centers for Disease Control, although the death rates for African Americans has declined overall, we are still more likely to die at early ages from all causes. Secondly, we have personal connections to public health issues that have a direct impact on us and our families, such as infant and maternal mortality and violence. My identity also greatly informed my 15-year teaching career. I taught public health at several colleges and universities in the greater Los Angeles area, and I did what I could to make sure they understood. For example, I taught students about the Crown Act and how hair discrimination can affect how Black people navigate education and employment, two very important social determinants of health. I also taught them about environmental racism and how Black people bear a disproportionate burden of environmental injustice. It's my belief that Black women in public health have a double consciousness. I liken it to holding both the benefit and the burden of the work at the same time. I have the benefit of my education and work experience to be able to understand the root causes of some of the most pervasive public health issues of our time. But I also hold the burden of understanding the impact of institutional racism on the health of the Black community in a deeply personal and intimate way. It may surprise you to know that public health employees of color leave or wish to leave their jobs at rates higher than their white counterparts. Something happens where their desire to improve their communities and the health status of residents wanes and is exchanged with frustration and defeat. It's ironic because public health is a social justice institution. One of the foundational premises of public health is that everyone should have access to the resources and opportunities that will afford them a healthy life. The harsh reality is that there are centuries-old inequities along racial lines that keep entire communities from ever attaining a healthy life. Black, Indigenous, and other people of color have suffered greatly from structural and institutional inequities that affect social and economic opportunity, which heightens the stress response, weakens the immune system, and shortens lifespan. Sadly, although the mission and vision of public health as an institution is clear, the psychological safety of BIPOC employees suffers. In short, public health needs people that look like me, but many are leaving the field because they realize true change is elusive. Why is this happening? Research tells us that BIPOC public health employees are important. For one, we provide effective health care because we understand what it feels like to be treated poorly in the healthcare system. Secondly, we improve access to care because we know that access to healthcare can be the difference between life or death. And we eliminate health disparities because we know that no one is coming to save us, and we feel a responsibility and obligation to help make a difference. However, the current public health workforce is predominantly white and nearing retirement age. At a critical moment in the history of public health, the institution is struggling with a diversity problem that will render it unable to address the unique needs of a growing and diverse population. At a time when the public craves authenticity and accessibility, Black women in public health are the best equipped to do the work, but are becoming disenchanted with the work and choosing other opportunities. I can trace my family history all the way back to 1856. My great-great-grandfather was born enslaved in Tennessee. After emancipation, he moved his wife and 10 children to Tulsa, Oklahoma. His youngest daughter, my great-grandmother, was a makeup artist and beautician and came to Los Angeles with my grandmother in the 1930s, where she opened a beauty salon. She married a real estate developer, businessman, and community advocate. My grandmother came of age and married a young man who worked as a mechanic at the Shell gas station that my great-grandparents owned. After serving in World War II, he returned home and became one of the growing numbers of Black firefighters and integrated the fire station at Los Angeles International Airport. His oldest daughter, my aunt, was a disability rights advocate, commissioner, and small business owner. My family is part of Black history and the source of my devotion to community and passion for public health and public service. For me, public health work is more than a job, it is a calling. So how do we fix this problem? How do we fix this diversity problem in public health? Now, recently, public health has gained a lot of visibility because of the COVID-19 pandemic. There has been a marked increase in enrollment in public health programs in colleges and universities across the country. People want to jump in and help create a world where everyone has the resources and opportunities to live their best lives. However, more needs to be done to recruit future Black public health scholars, specifically Black women, ensure that the lived experience and public health expertise of Black employees is recognized and valued, and that the workplace is a safe space for us all to do the work to advance the discipline and eliminate health disparities. Our communities deserve better. To find out more about me and my work, follow me at www.nicoledvick.com. Thank you.